Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels. And yes, folks, we're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. And before we get going, folks, a few of the usual disclaimers. You might hear some kitty in the background. He has commentaries. He does. He has questions. Alright, so first off, you are going to see the link right there in the description box, alongside the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Koya's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present and self-explanatory Change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. Mr. Mew, what are you doing? Now, folks, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you have young children present, please use your headphones, alright? And give me just a second. Mr. Mew, what's the matters? Kitty, kitty, meow, meow. Kitty, kitty, meow, meow. Kitty, kitty, meow, meow. Come here, Mr. Mew. Get him. Oh, this is the co-host. He's all right, Mr. Kitty. Now, folks, it is 4:56 p.m. I am exhausted. So if I struggle over any of my words this evening, my apologies in advance, alright? Shows him, Mr. Mew. Shows him. Alright, so we're going to where we left off last night. 11.11, Supervision of Students, 28.09. The program shall develop and implement a detailed plan that describes how appropriate supervision is provided to students while they are engaged in any school-related activity on and off the school grounds. This plan must include arrangements for individual and group recreational programs appropriate to the age, interests, and needs of each student with assigned staff as appropriate. Let me stop you right there. See, how the JRC program works, Massachusetts, is they use interests as rewards. So they don't encourage you to pursue your interests or your talents. No, they don't help you develop those at all. No, they want you to earn the right to be able to participate in your interests. And if you don't comply and, not scream while they're torturing you, well, then you don't get to go to piano practice, okay? Let me just put it there for you. Also, here's the thing. You all keep thinking that throwing more orderlies at it is going to make the problem go away. I don't understand this mentality. I don't know where it comes from, except for the fact that these people actually have no goddamn clue what actually goes on in this school. And this is in spite of the fact that they have access to view the videotapes to see what actually goes on in this school. But they can't be bothered to do their due diligence to make sure these students are fucking safe and learning in a safe, healthy environment. Now, can they? They are so dependent on paperwork and so reliant on the JRC's word that they think that these kids are completely insane, out of control, and that if you just keep throwing orderlies at it, that's going to fix the problem. Here's the thing now, folks. The kids aren't the fucking problem here. Just saying. Throwing more orderlies, including more staff, not on and off school grounds, is not going to change how these kids learn. It's not going to change the number of these students that are able to graduate and go on to higher education. Massachusetts will continue to not meet its fucking numbers for its private school students as long as it keeps refusing to do its due diligence, stick its fingers in its ears, close their eyes, and hum to close out the horrors that go on in this place. Just saying. 11.12 Accessibility Extracurricular Activities. Extracurricular activities sponsored by the private special education program are non-discriminatory in that the school provides equal opportunity for all students to participate in intramural and interscholastic sports. Extracurricular activities or clubs sponsored by the school do not exclude students on basis of race, sex, color, religion, national orientation, disability, or homelessness. Oh, but here's the thing, you idiots, they do. Don't you know how JRC works? You all don't understand how this school even operates. You have to earn the right to these things. For God's sake, they have to earn the right to eat. And eat food, by the way, that has been found in violation of multiple food safety hazards. If you really think that they let this shit go on for all their students, but they have the right to earn the opportunity to do these things. That's equal opportunity, right? No, it fucking isn't. When you have to earn points for keeping your mouth shut and not screaming or reacting when the person next to you is being tortured and screaming bloody murder, when you have to not scream, not so much as flinch a muscle while you're being shocked just below the lethal limit, when you have to earn points just to live every day. I hate to tell y'all, but that sure as fuck sounds like discrimination to me. Just saying. At least they say it's not rated. Let's see why. Given that the department was unable to view the typical recreation after-school schedule due to renovations at the school must update the department when the renovations are complete. Oh, really? That's a convenient excuse, isn't it? Oh, so they just hopped to and suddenly there was renovations going on right as these visits were going on. I thought they were unannounced. 11.13 Plan for Staff Coverage. Each program must provide a detailed description of how the school will provide child care and/or overall staff coverage in the absence of workers due to illness, staff vacancies, emergencies, or other unexpected circumstances. Again, we're going to be more focused on how many staff there are as opposed to what's happening to the students. Anyone ever think if maybe they didn't torture the students, they'd have less incidents of the students needing to have that many orderlies? If nobody's threatening me, I'm not going to feel the urge to punch you in the face. This is just common logic. But we can't have that now, can we? And you know what? In spite of my fiery personality, I never had a single incident in school. Not one. Not one. Just saying. 12.1 The private school special education program developed a written plan for staff orientation. God, here we go again. Staff orientation training. And provides orientation training program for all new staff to ensure understanding of the school's philosophy, organization, program, practices, and goals. Yeah, it's 3 weeks long, and then they call him a fucking mental health expert. The fact that you all consider that adequate? How long is your fucking Med-Assist program? 2 weeks? It's ridiculous. By the way, out in my state, you have to have a certification to be a med assistant before you can even hope to be a mental health orderly. Just say it. The written plan shall describe how newly hired staff are provided training on all required topics at the time of hire if the required topics have already been covered with existing staff. Yet 3 weeks is not near fucking adequate to train someone to be in a mental health position. Not even close. New staff may not be assigned direct care duties with students until they have participated in all mandated training through the orientation program. Again, I'll say it for you. 3 weeks is not fucking long enough to be able to handle working with people with developmental disabilities, you idiots. My God, to be so much as a CI out here, folks. It's called Community Integrator. And they would come out to my home. I had a CI when I first got out of high school. And they would help you develop independent living skills, how to be able to eat and cook healthy, how to manage a budget, necessary life skills, unlike what they teach at this fucking place. And they would come out in their cars and they would take me grocery shopping, help me manage my banking, all that stuff, and so I could develop those skills. Want to know how long those CIs had to train for the various different types of people with disabilities that they were going to be working with? It's a 3 months program. 3 months. Okay? I wanted to put that in perspective for you. Department of Education findings. While the school provides 2 weeks of training to new employees, staff interviews revealed that they need more hours of staff orientation training in order to better prepare them to meet the challenging needs of the students. Thank you. The fact that even the staff gets it says a lot. And some of these incidents say a lot. There's extreme lack of training. Lack of training leads to incompetence and incidents. I'm just going to say it again there. Lack of training, lack of understanding, lack of empathy lead to the types of incidents that have landed the JRC in more cases than I care to count at this point. All right, we'll go ahead and move over to some of this stuff a little bit later, but the point is made here, folks. Obviously, the state of Massachusetts, the people who are overseeing this school, have not the first fucking clue how a school like this should actually be run. None. See, we have one out here, and it's called Rivendell. And unlike the JRC, there was a whole large group of people that participated in its development. We're including autistic individuals and advocates like myself, social workers, psychiatrists, psychologists, special educators that actually specialized in certain areas, mental health workers, mental health experts, and department heads. And we all came together and created this school called Rivendell, made specifically for autistic kids. Just to be so much as a mental health worker. Just a mental health worker alone, 6 fucking months of training. And that is on top of the other 6 months of training you have to take in order to get a Med Assist certification. Some of us have quite a few health issues. So we made sure that requirement was in there to notice if anything might actually be going on health-wise. All right? Now compare that to this place here. They give these people 3 weeks of training. 3. They are not certified as a med assistant. They are not certified in any way plausible in any other state but Massachusetts to be a mental health worker. They've got no experience dealing with mental health or people with developmental disabilities. It is a recipe for disaster, folks. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close out this afternoon. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this evening, and as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.